Okay, so all I'm interested in is the truth. I don't care if it's pretty or not. And when I saw the frenzy over this whole truth about guns blog post about Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms, being traitors and all this, and watching a few videos and watching, AK Operators Union and his video and all the hype. I just actually did a little investigation. In other words, I actually went and read the legislation. I did something novel, which is a lot of fun to do when you're trying to understand something. And also talked to, as you will hear in a second, my friend Mark, who is an FFL, and straightened out some confusion that there seems to be about how guns are transferred. And I'll just hit that really quick. Some people are thinking that this law will limit gun purchases for people in Illinois. That is not true. The number 9 comes from this exemption that actually is set up for gun dealers. It says transfers of less than 10 firearms within each calendar year. Here we go. It will also restrict all others in Illinois to 9 firearm transfers per year. Of course, this started a frenzy of people thinking that meant people could not buy more than 9 guns per year. This is not the case. When you purchase a gun, if you go to Walmart and you buy a gun from Walmart, Walmart is transferring the gun. You are not the dealer. This is a gun licensing, a gun dealer law. It's trying to set up a gun dealer licensing law in Illinois. It has nothing to do at this point with how many guns you purchase, because purchasing a gun is not transferring a gun. The person you're buying it from is transferring it to you. Okay, so that was the first frenzy, the first hype. The other hype this tried to create was obviously in any YouTube video we have to bash capitalism. So here we go. Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms apparently are traitors for trying to protect their business interest. And I think this all, you see, it all began up here. Who wrote this thing? John Bach. He started the whole mess when he got people upset about this transfers, 9 transfers per year, which is dealing with gun dealers, not individuals. Well, it actually delineates you from a gun dealer. If you sell 9 or less, you're not a gun dealer. If you sell 10 or more, then you're considered a dealer and have to have a license according to this legislation, which I might add has not even passed yet, but all of a sudden now we have to boycott Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms, and just because of they're trying to protect their business interest. They haven't really sold anybody out. All they were trying to do was exempt themselves from a tax, which any business would do. So the next voice you'll hear is from Mark, my friend, who is an FFL, and this is a federally licensed gun dealer. So if you're just going to say, well, he's just some guy from Tennessee, well, he's a federal firearms license holder. That's what an FFL is, and he understands. He's been doing this for as long as I can remember, which is probably 20 years. And we'll throw that conversation in here now, and then we'll come back. I'll come back for a closing.
Hello?
Hey, it's Tony.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, hey, Tony. I recognize your voice. I could hardly understand what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. Let me hold the phone closer. I have a question for you. I have some friends of mine on YouTube who are arguing about this Illinois thing about transfers, and I think they seem to think that this law, which is really dealing with gun dealers, it's a licensing law for gun dealers. They seem to think it's going to limit the number of purchases a number of guns that a person can purchase. And I keep trying to tell them, and I hope I'm not right, or I hope I'm not wrong, that when you go to buy a gun, it's the person. Say I go to Walmart and I buy a gun from Walmart, the Walmart is transferring the gun to me, right?
Right.
That's just one transfer. That's not me transferring the gun. That's right. So
right, they're transferring to you.
That's right. So it's not two transfers. It's not me getting a transfer and Walmart getting a transfer against me, held against me, right?
No.
It's just one. It's Walmart is transferring.
It's one transaction. You can call it transfer or whatever you want to do. It's a transaction.
Well, and what they're doing is they're confusing the exemption in the law that says people, you know, who sell 10 guns or more are going to be required to have a license in Illinois. This is, I don't know if you've been reading on this, but you know, since I'm part of the...
Why would I care about what happens in Illinois?
Well, I know, but since I'm part of the gun community on YouTube, I kind of get caught up in this stuff. But you're just for the record, you're a licensed gun dealer. You're an FFL, and I'm asking you.
Yeah.
And so, for some reason, they're saying, like this one guy gave me the example, well, if I buy 5 guns and I sell 4, that's 9. I said, no, that's 4. That's not... What the law would do is allow somebody to sell 9 guns a year without having a license. That's the intent of the law.
Yeah, these people, you give them, if they have an opportunity to read something enough times, they'll come up with all different interpretations for what it actually says.
Well,
now, if you buy 10 guns from Walmart, that's 10 transfers to you. Nobody cares because Walmart only sells long guns, and the only time they have to make any record to ATF is if you buy more than 1 handgun in a week. Now, when it gets sticky is when you turn around and start selling them to other people.
Right.
That's where the limitation comes into play. It's not buy and sell on one person. What they're saying is one transaction will be 2 transfers against a buyer.
Which is silly. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So all this, and I think I went and actually read the legislation, and it's amazing because although it's crazy, you know, why they need gun dealers, you know, state gun dealer license, and then the ATF or whatever, you know, have a federal.
Each state is entitled to do whatever foolishness they want to do.
Right. Right. I'm just saying.
You know, like Virginia's got a limit on the number of guns a person can buy in a month.
Yeah.
They've had it for years.
I guess, and see, I kind of get caught up in this because I don't know if you
tell them the most sensible answer is move out of Illinois.
Right. Well,
move to the free state of Tennessee, and then your life changes dramatically.
I don't know if you read the blog Truth About Guns. It's kind of a.
I don't read anything about guns except Gun Broker.
I know. I was just giving you an example. It's a blog that a lot of people read, and this guy, he even says in the article, he even told, you know, he alluded to the fact that you wouldn't be able to sell a collection. Collections are exempt in the law. What else did he say? Oh, you wouldn't be able to pass along, you know, guns from your heirs, and it said that transfers between family members were exempt. So while I'm not taking up for the legislation at all, I'm just saying these people, they like to scare people, and you know, they like to get people worked up into a frenzy. And now all these people are talking about, the other issue that's going around is that, you know, apparently Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms made some deal to exempt themselves, so now people are up in arms about that. So I don't know. It's just funny. It's hard to get. There's so much misinformation on the internet that it's hard to wade through it all.
That's exactly right, and that's why I don't go to the blogs. Because number one, I might read the foolishness, but I'm not going to respond, even if I know it's blatantly wrong.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to get in a shitstorm with these people over something that don't mean a thing to the world. I couldn't care less about what happens in Illinois.
Yeah.
I prefer that it sank into one of the Great Lakes, but since I don't get to pick.
I don't know. You know, it's funny because when you're in the gun community on YouTube is kind of funny in that way, where they feel like they have to. There's some people that think that if we don't protect all states, that if everybody in every state doesn't protect all the states, that it's gonna bleed to their state. But I really think that the responsible party in each state are the voters, and they have to take responsibility.
Yeah, and you know what? Very few people are single-issue voters like we are.
Yeah.
They'll vote all the things, and if the guy's bad on guns, somebody's good on all this other crap. So they basically lead themselves down a path that they can't come back on.
Yeah. Okay, well, I knew if I just went straight to the source, I could get some facts. So.
Now, obviously, I'm not an Illinois dealer. If I was, I think I'd be crying in my beer.
Well, but see, the law hadn't even passed yet.
Because I was in Illinois, not because of this law.
There's not even any deal. There's not any Illinois dealers yet because the law hasn't even passed. It just made it through the Senate, the House.
Well, there's lots of Illinois dealers, but they're all federally licensed. And for a state to want to have a state license for FFL, that's probably nothing wrong with that. That's just another way for them to grab money.
Well, yeah. I mean, you and I would say there's nothing wrong with that because it's Illinois and we really don't care. But the people in Illinois, the way some people are looking at it is that it sets up all these other requirements like training, and it just puts a lot of...
Here's the thing with Illinois, you got Chicago, and you got all these people going to states like Indiana have relatively few gun control laws, and they buy them in Illinois, and then or you get a buddy that lives in Illinois to buy them, and then turns them over, and then they walk them back to Chicago and sell all the street hoods.
Yeah, and see, this is not going to solve that at all.
That's what the problems are.
Yeah, and that gun licensing law is not going to, gun dealer licensing law.
It ain't going to change that one bit.
Yeah, right.
It's going to make them honest people more honest, but we're preaching to the choir.
Right. All right. Well, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
All right. See you.
See you. Bye. Okay, so as you can see, I was correct about the transfers. It has nothing to do with how many guns you purchase a year. It's only if you're selling guns and trying to be a dealer. If you go to the exemptions in the law, you'll see that transfers among immediate family members and household members are exempt. Also, transfers by person or entities liquidating all or part of a collection. So there are exemptions in here, and again, I'm not for this legislation. I'm just for the truth. I just want to see, I want to understand what it is, what the truth is, whether it's pretty or not. I just want to know. But anyway, I hope that clears up some things as far as what I was trying to say in my two videos before this. You know, I know this is 3 videos in a day, but I just want to make sure people understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from just wanting to understand the truth and what is actually in the bill. Here it is. You can go read it. It's not actually that long once you get past all the definitions and you actually get into the bill. All it's trying to do is set up a licensing law, a gun dealer licensing law in Illinois, which you obviously do not need. It's duplication, but it's just another way for Illinois to cause trouble among gun lovers and pro-Second Amendment people. And so anyway, there we go. Yeah. Have I said enough about this today? Yes. Will I do any more videos about it? No. I just want to see the actual facts put out there. And I'm really, honestly, a little surprised about, what's his name, at the AK Operators Union, how these people don't seem to want to just go take a little time and do some research to get this right before they create some kind of frenzy. But I understand, it takes people from all aspects or all sides in the gun community. It takes the passionate people. They're passionate about, why am I looking at ads? I keep trying to find articles here. It takes people, passionate about ads. It takes people passionate about ads. It takes people passionate, but I just wish, along with our passion, we would have a passion for the truth. Let's get the facts out there, and and trying to. And if you believe that this was trying to limit gun purchases, I understand, but really that was inflammatory, and I think that will lead to a lot of angst against Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms for no reason. Now people are calling for all these, boycotting and all this. Well, let's just get the facts straight and see if the law even passes, and see what the true meaning of the law was. I actually called Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms. I don't think they'll call me back, but I am trying to do the homework required to get the truth, and that's all I want, people.